Well, moving away from Ned fishing, if we may, and to a more gambler at heart product, I guess. We do have the Super Stinger. It's a creature bait, new size, I think 5 1/4 inch. That Mike, can you take us through that new bait?
Yeah, you can see, and Jacob's going to hold it up to his hand. I'm going to put it down here. This is black and blue with a blue tail, which is one of my favorites. But, you know, Gambler's been known for big baits, big South Florida company, and Gambler's been around for 40 years or whatever. So, you know, we're known for our big baits, and we had a smaller bait, a stinger, and we all got together one day and we were talking about, you know, wouldn't it be cool? Like the Mega Daddy catches giant fish. You've seen Mikey show it on his shows many times and whatever. The Mega Daddy catches giant fish, and we said, we need to have a great big stinger. Well, when Val first showed this to me, it looks like a lobster. I'm like, Val, what are you doing? That thing is giant. I said, we're going to have to take that offshore and grouper fish with it. But I tell you what, it catches giant bass. It really does. And in Florida, what happens is, you know, and in most tournaments anymore, and you know, Tyler and Jacob can tell you, if you don't have a big fish, you're not going to compete, and you're probably not even going to get a check. 2 pounders, 2.5 pounders just don't do anything for you. So now the standard is down in South Florida and all over the country is you need a big bite. So if you want a big bite, you pick up the big 5 1/4 stinger, and it's a giant bait. The great thing about it is it glides so well, and you know, so many times these fish have seen bait after bait that flat down or they do different things. I really believe a lot of times subtle is a key, and this is a giant bait that acts real subtle. The pinchers just kind of fall and kind of glide down, the bait glides down, and it really does catch big fish. It's a great bait on the back of a jig. It's a great bait on just a Texas rig with a 5/16 all the way up to a 1 ounce, whatever you're doing. So if you're looking for a big fish, this one will absolutely catch them.
Yeah, Mike, that is a mega flipping bait for sure. And you mentioned a jig. I think that bait would pair great with that Gambler double weed guard flipping jig, which is one of my favorite heavy cover jigs. Definitely looking forward to putting those two together.
So I have some technical issues here. My headphones keep getting stuck, but I blame you.
Yeah, when you have a real heavy hyacinths and things like that, where you're trying to get a 2 ounce weight through, this may not be the bait. This is really a big profile. But we fish reed patches and isolated, lily pads and whatever. When that's what you're fishing, this bait really comes in handy. Either, like I said, Texas rigging it or on a jig. You're absolutely right. That double weed guard jig with that on it will absolutely catch monsters.
I could see this bait really being good around wood too. Like if you're flipping trees or docks or anything hard like that, this is gonna, it's a big profile. You could throw it in places where you throw a jig. It's definitely, geared towards getting bigger bites, and you could fish it where you fish a standard jig too.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Looks really cool. It looks like we lost Tyler for a second. But hopefully we can get him back on in a second here. So it looks like we actually do have that Super Stinger available to buy now already. So if you guys are getting out and you need a big flip bait, that's the one for you.